we've already had some stellar games today here in the Central region for playoffs at Conference 1 Valorant, but we're not over just yet. We're only halfway through. We still got 2 good matches to come at you. Change it out now. The casters, we got to give Steidel and Jonah a little bit of rest. So my name is Possible. Alongside me today is Josh, and man, I'm excited for this back end.
Yeah, these back end matches are going to be absolutely incredible. I've been begging all season, asking, wanting to call a Texas A&M game, and I'm finally going to get to do that tonight. But before we get to that, we have to make it through this semifinals matchup before Western University and the U of H Premier. And this is going to be an absolutely incredible matchup between these two teams. I'm very excited. The Central Region playoffs has been awesome to watch so far. OSU putting up a very, very tough fight against Texas A&M, as we just saw, and Texas A&M having to squeak out a close one against the UT earlier, but they make it all the way to the finals. Now we get to see who's going to make it between Western University and UH Premier, and I'm pumped to be able to see this, and I'm pumped to be able to call it with you, Plausible.
And things have shaped up very odd today across the Central region. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket, because it's sort of a high seeds beware sort of day, right? I mean, DePaul, the number 1 seed out of one of our 2 groups, was actually defeated by Western, the number 4 seed, right? That is absurd to me. It was a close match, don't get me wrong, but the first seed of that region, or of that division of the Central region, goes down in round 1. Oregon State, the first seed of the other, goes down in round 2, admittedly to Texas A&M, who, let's all be honest, are a very good team, could have probably gotten the number 1 seed coming out of their division, so that one's probably not too surprising, but things have shaken up today already, and we still have 2 amazing games to go. Don't forget, folks, Texas A&M taking that 2-0 will be in the finals. That means not only do we get to see them in a couple hours here, one last time, 3rd time of the day for them on stream, but we'll also get to see them in the interregional playoffs later on next week.
Yeah, and Texas A&M beating OSU, beating Oregon State. Yes, Oregon State was the 1 seed. But it's not surprising to see a TAMU team beat them. But like you said, seeing Western University come out ready to go against DePaul, and for DePaul to lose in the quarterfinals that way, just absolutely mind blowing. And it was it was a great matchup, and it was honestly just the perfect timing for Western University to be on to make it into the semifinals. Now going against U of H Premier, we've talked about U of H Premier before. They do a lot of scrims against Texas A&M. These 2 Texas teams play against each other a lot, so they're constantly making each other better. So Western University is going into this tough matchup against a U of H Premier team that is very, very good. But what's going to be interesting to see is, can they take the momentum from beating DePaul earlier today and bring this into the semifinals matchup against UH Premier and show us again why they should have been feared as a 4 seed.
And Western University, this is a grudge match for them too, because keep in mind, they come out of the same division as UH Premier. That means they've played them twice, and if I'm not mistaken, they've lost to them twice, both times 2-0. So Western University, they need to show, hey, it wasn't just a fluke. It wasn't just DePaul having a bad day. We have made some adjustments. We are here to play and need to be considered one of the emerging teams coming from the Central region. We start off on Haven, Western University's map pick. I gotta be honest with you, Josh. I've seen a lot of UH Premier games the past month and a half, 2 months. Haven's a very good map for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's always tough whenever you're 2 teams and you're a team and you're thinking, okay, we have to find a way. We're the lower seed. We have to find a way to get an advantage. Well, if the one map that you have is your advantage, but it also happens to be one of the other team's best maps, that's just a really, really bad way for the dominoes to fall. We've seen UH Premier. They picked attack to start first. They're very, very strong on the attack in Haven, but if things go their way a little bit early while attacking, and then we get to the second half of this map, we've seen UH Premier just be absolutely rock solid on defense. Retake city every single time. They know exactly how to play the retakes. Doesn't matter if the attackers decide to slow play it, if they decide to be a little bit more aggressive. UH Premier is on point every single time. But Western University, they got to go with what they're comfortable with. They have to pick whatever they think gives them the advantage. It's just unfortunate that we've seen UH Premier be so wildly successful on Haven before.
Despite the upset Western University got, I think it's disingenuous to sell this as anything other than a incredibly favored matchup for UH Premier. I mean, not even looking at the maps, I'd give UH Premier an advantage, but starting off on Haven, Western University needs something fire, something unexpected to start off. Brimstone is certainly interesting. I don't know if that's going to be the secret sauce that actually carries Western University to victory. I mean, already UH Premier are up onto B. They're going to get this first plant without any problems. Interesting to go for B this early on, but I mean, they at least get that spike down so they can play for this 5v5.
Oh, it's interesting to see them just attack B. That just shows the confidence that they have. Oh, Western U is just going down quickly with Jivey and Eric Appleton moving in quickly now. Now we get some switchbacks between Western University and UH Premier, but it's interesting to see UH Premier moving so quickly on there, knowing that they can get the plant right in the mid. They have eyes on it. You know, Western University is not going to be able to defuse, but now they're just trading shots back and forth. But with 4 health on Quixotic, FYG taking him down, not going to do it. Akula gets the final kill, and UH Premier comes out aggressive, and they come out strong. It's just that just shows how much confidence they have with their ability to attack on Haven.
And a lot of the times you don't see attacking teams go for a B plant on the initial pistol round because that post plant out in like the main area, out through mid, is a little bit difficult to actually spam effectively onto the spike. But there aren't actually seemingly smokes available for Western University. They keep a couple players on site to make it expensive. And there's no way for Western to actually dislodge the position UH Premier has. So they just bide their time, wait for the shots to come on through, and now they'll get a very healthy anti-eco charging their way onto the C site. They're going to meet quite a few players here. But it doesn't seem like much of Western University can do anything. Jivey just mows them down. Sam's the last one left alive. Has the good intuition that someone was out mid, but doesn't mean he's going to get that kill.
Western University just, I mean, what do you do with that? In that moment, you're just, at that point, they're still trying to get set up on defense. They're just trying to get in their set. And Jivey just moves into that smoke and just lays waste to the entire Western U team. There's not much you can do about this. And this just shows, you know, what we were talking about before. This shows the aggression and the ability by this UH Premier team to put you back on your heels early. And Jivey already now 4-1, feeling confident, feeling comfortable. We already knew that this was a little bit skewed in the favor of UH Premier, but Western U needs to put up a stop. Probably not in this round, but in the next few rounds, they need to stop something, or else UH Premier is going to start snowballing pretty good.
Look how confident UH Premier are. They're just charging straight back on to C. It does cost them a lot. Doesn't quite go their way this time. They run into superior gunfire as this is a actual gun round here from Western University. Now Akula on the lurk. Gonna get spotted too in garage by that owl drone. And not quite able to find that fight there. So Western University, they get out of their gun round, 3 alive. That's what they need. Now they can start to play for some actual momentum.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you have to do. You have to make them pay for if UH Premier is going to continue to push and be aggressive early like that, make them pay for it. Right here, you see UH Premier Jivey moves into position, but Zhao was ready for that, ready to look exactly in that spot. So they tried to do in round 3 exactly what they had done in round 2. Well, Western U was ready for it, and they make them pay for it. That's what you have to do if you're Western. You have to make them pay for the aggression. Force UH Premier to pull back a little bit and change their strategy so you have a little bit more time.
UH Premier once again just charging their way onto the B site. Not afraid at all. No smokes, no anything. Jivey just goes straight up onto the top box, not worried that someone would be holding close and punishing him. Now the smokes are down. I mean, UH Premier, again, they almost get out seamlessly. Jivey does get caught in Gong. But it's a full post plant now. Tons of utility for UH Premier. You've got to try and find some flanks, some timing. Zhao gonna use the run it back to clear this out. Gets one. A second in his sights. Nearly a third, too. Got the nasty tag there onto Akula. Only 2 players remaining. This is not the post plant that UH Premier were hoping for, and FYG just gets spammed out. Western University tying us up.
I mean, that was a great call by UH Premier to go B. They go aggressively on C long 2 rounds in a row. They end up paying for it, but they think to themselves, you know what? There's a pretty good chance that B is going to be open. They're going to be a little bit heavier on C because we were so successful the first time, and even the second time just out of position. So they go with the B plant, but then they don't check all of their angles. They're not checking their back. They left garage completely open. So UH Premier gets the confidence early in the first couple of rounds, but I feel like they're just a little bit overconfident right now with a Western team that still has a little bit of that momentum off of the beating DePaul. If UH Premier isn't careful, they could end up losing some rounds they really don't want to lose here early.
Man, UH Premier is just setting blazing paces too in these early rounds. They're shaping up for a quick semifinal here, one way or another. Hunter's Fury coming out, doing some of those typical angles, and getting a pick there. Soon is down. For the first time, UH Premier slowing the pace down a little bit. They've gotten some map control. They want to pivot this towards A. Be careful of Zam, but a cooler will clear him without too much of an issue. And now there's nobody on this side of the map to stop Premier from getting the spike planted.
A good move by Akula, knowing exactly this is the angle I'm going to check. Somebody's going to be sitting there. Sure enough, Zam is right there. Zam didn't even get a shot on, tried to get a shot on Akula, didn't hit the shot. So Akula coming away from that completely unscathed. Now we're going to have we're going to have a post plant, a little bit of a retake opportunity for Western U, but being down 2 players, it's going to be tough for them.
Oh, and
Paranoia comes out.
Oh no! Over on the other side. Eventually, he'll run out of ammo and lose his life, but Zhao down to just 33 HP. Not giving him great odds here, and he's just going to get spammed out through the smoke. Eric Appleson has the read there, and UH Premier will reclaim their lead.
Twice now, 2 rounds in a row, we've seen teams not covering their flank and not watching, and Koi not being very coy on the flank right there, making sure to take down a couple with him. But it was a good turn by Zhao to be able to get the drop on Koi there and try to stop the flank as much as they could. But again, both of these teams in situations that are a little bit more stressful, they're pressing a little bit too much, not covering all the angles that they need to. But we're going to see a full gun round between these 2 teams. The op is out, and we're going to see what Zam can do with it.
UH Premier should be aware that this is at least a possibility. Run it back, charging into garage here. Ooh. Eric Appleson felt the wind on that one. Got a close shave by a couple of those shots from Zhao. That run it back was actually just used for information. Now they are fully aware that there is an op towards C right now, so they want to, as quickly as they can, pivot themselves over to the A site. Leaving Koi alone, though, in mid. Zhao will clean him up. So 5 versus 4 on this retake. Not a lot of health, and Akula gonna even up the numbers before jumping off over into heaven. That was maybe a little bit ambitious, considering the information that UH Premier had available. Now 2 versus 4. Orbital strike available as well. This gets kind of tricky. Positions revealed. Ivy is completely alone, as his buddy is going to get blown away by that orbital strike. In Western University, only 2 players standing, not a lot of health to their name, but they'll keep it even Steven.
Western's just doing such a good job of making UH Premier pay for every single little mistake. It was a good job by UH Premier to get on A site, but Akula gets caught with his knife out. You gotta figure, with, like you said, with the information that they had, you gotta figure somebody's going to be coming from spawn because of it, where they've been keeping people on C. At least one person's going to be coming from there, but Akula tries to go A heaven without even looking at the angle, without even having his gun out. So when you get caught in a position like that, Western U doing a good job being in the right spots, making them pay. Jivey doing everything that they could to keep that round theirs, but Western U is forcing UH Premier into some bad spots. Zam's got the op out again, but completely misses the shot. Now they know the op is back on the floor.
I mean, they should have been assuming that the op was there anyways. Zam was alive out of the last round, so. Either way now, though, you have to try and finagle around that operator. Seems like back to A is the play. UH Premier, not a lot to make this work ultimate-wise, but they're just going to have to go for a classic execute here. Try to bring that trap wire in, is aware of at least one. Really? Not going to live very long, and Sonic, while he does get a couple, will eventually fall. 3 versus 3, and the Neural Theft going out. But it's not going to open you up to actually plant this spike. Hunter's Fury out, and Zhao is just charging, using the momentum in favor of Western University gonna get out onto the site, spot Eric Appleson, who's stuck over here. He's gonna teleport back over, try and get this plant going. But with Zam checking in onto Akula, he doesn't have any support. He's got to hit heads and only heads. That's a second, but 3 is just a little bit too much to ask.
Again, they're just getting they're getting caught in some really, really bad spots. UH Premier is, and now Western U goes. Zhao goes and saves the op on the floor, gives it back to Zam, so they still have the op. There's not really any true punishment, except for you're going to see Willie there is going to drop down, not be able to full buy the way they want to. But UH Premier is just getting caught in some bad spots. Again, Western U, great job on the or really not even the retake, great job being able to rotate over to A and prevent the spike from even being planted in the first place. And UH Premier just making some bad calls right now.
Uh-oh. Goodbye.
Out of my way.
Nice little play there from Zhao and Soon. Aljon to set up the swing, and there's not much you can really do about that if you're Foy, except not be standing there in the first place. And I mean, come on, it's not like he knew that was going to happen. Ivy at least able to clean up Zhao. Make that a bit costly, and now hold this corner close. With the Blade Storm still available, that's not a right click, actually. Jivey goes to the left click and misses the head. Akula now all alone, only with a Sheriff out. I believe he ran out of ammo and everything. Oh, UH Premier, they were so close to getting a nice setup on C, but the timing from Western University catches them off guard.
It's incredible. There's communication right now where you have half the team coming out from spawn and then soon coming out of that smoke right at the exact right time. Completely throws UH Premier for a loop, but soon comes out of here. Jivey tries to get it, can't quite get the right click, and soon takes down Jivey and Eric Appleson, completely clearing it out for the rest of Western U to open it up and finish off UH Premier. Western U looks very, very good on defense right now.
It's certainly not looking like the DePaul match was any kind of fluke. They are taking it to one of the better teams in the Central region right now. Damn. Oh, would have spotted Eric Appleson. Can't really do much about that, though. Even if he was holding that angle, that's a pretty hard shot to hit. Eric Appleson goes to that jump peak. Some nice info, too. Meanwhile, UH Premier once again just going to A. They really like this A site thus far. But they need to actually get these 2 kills on site without it costing them too much. They'll spot Quixotic, force him all the way back, and Willie is going to be the lone person standing here. Ooh! Really gets that one off the trapwire, I believe, but eventually will be run down, and that is the clean take that UH Premier needed to give themselves good odds in this round.
Yeah, every time they've gone to A, there's been too much back and forth. Too many 1-for-1s. This time they get a clean take. They get the picks that they need, and I mean, this forces Western U into a bad situation. A 2v5 retake, not going to look great, but Zhao goes ahead and takes down Koi Soon, doing a little bit of poking right here, but this is the first time we've seen UH Premier. Oh, and Zhao takes down Eric Appleson. Soon's taking down FYG, and it's 2v2 all of a sudden, and low health for UH Premier. It's a 1v2. Let's see if Zhao can do it. There's a little bit of time.
But no. Got 2 curveballs remaining, but he needs to go now and has decided against it. 1 versus 2, not worth the risk. We have plenty of time. We have plenty of money. I'm just going to make sure our economy doesn't suffer anymore. Because these rounds have been close. Despite the 1-round lead that Western University currently have, none of those rounds were, you know, big 5-person flawlesses or 4 people standing. Nah, it's been neck and neck. They need every bit of eco they can get.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, I thought for a second, well, I would probably just go ahead and save right now. But there's a reason why Soon and Zhao are there and I'm not, because they know, hey, we're gonna get some of these guys. We're gonna try to wreck their economy just a little bit, force them to buy some stuff. You know, you lose Soon in that, but at least Zhao got to save just a little bit. Western U still in a really, really good spot. But UH Premier finally having a round where they plant the spike and get into some good retake positions, forcing Western U to make some plays, but Western U coming out and actually making those plays.
So that owl drone doesn't get nearly as far in the sight as I was hoping to, but I mean, either way, I believe he got the tag, so Quixotic, or yeah, I believe it was Quixotic, has to get the heck out of dodge. Willie's pretty deep in the smoke. Tenuous control at best right now for UH Premier. They're going to avoid that orbital strike and not take too much damage. from the mollies thrown back sight on the spike plant. Things going pretty well, and nice check there from Koi, just holding close against his own blaze wall. Beat. Okay, not quite able to take down Quixotic, but still 2 versus 3 and a strong post plant here for UH Premier. They've got both shock darts available. Recon dart just waiting until they need it. There are tons of smoke here for Western University, but less now that Quixotic hits the floor. Sam's just going to have to go over and try to use that to defuse, but I got some bad news for you, buddy, and it's a shock dart. Right to your face. 5-5 now.
Yeah, and I mean, UH Premier, we've seen them be so successful with that long C plant, you know, being able to plant it right there, go back long C, get those long range picks, force them into bad spots, force them to try to smoke off. Even then, we just saw it. They make sure that they can hit their shots through the smoke. This is the first time now that we're seeing Western U just be a little bit more on their heels, and we're going to see a little bit of an eco round by them with UH probably taking the next couple of rounds now. The economy is looking pretty good for them, but still, like you said, there's a lot of trade-offs here. Every single one of these rounds is much closer than it appears.
I mean, there's only 2 rounds left in the half, so UH Premier sensibly going to go for a save, just run over onto A, try and get this spike planted so they have excellent economy for the last one. Ooh, Ivy actually does have a Vandal, though. He knows where Quixotic is, too. That's a nice little spot there from FYG, and Ivy spamming out, trying to prevent anyone from running on. Eventually, we'll find Willie. No, nothing lost there. So no harm, no foul. Damn! The right click whipping. Oh, the Jets just something's busted with the Blade Storm today, man. The Jets are not having good luck, and UH Premier get a very economically inexpensive round.
I would love nothing more than to get a slow motion zoom in to figure out where exactly that Blade Storm landed, because you know for a fact that they are just glad that it didn't hit. I can't even believe that it didn't hit. But Western U, man, when you get a big whiff like that, like Zam just had, that can just completely break the round. Exactly what happened to him. UH Premier is now 6-5. I mean, you got to be pretty happy with even if you end this 6-6. Even if you end this like up or tied going into the second half, you have to feel pretty good about what you've done as UH Premier going into the second half and going on defense.
Ooh, Hunter's Fury again for this C site. This is something that UH Premier are just constantly doing that doesn't clear Zhao, though. No one's cleared Plat at all. The trigger discipline here. Oh, Ivy is just waiting. Yep, there he goes. And, ooh, another one here, possibly. Yeah, curveball carries him to it. Zhao good for 2, and Quixotic coming to reinforce already. Even Blind going to be able to pick that one up, and FYG left alone won't be able to make it happen. Western University tie us up coming out of the first half of Haven.
Switching sides.
Yeah, I mean, and look, you're 6-6. If you're UH Premier, you have a little bit of you would have liked to have taken that round and be up 7-5 now on the switch, but 6-6, you get to go on defense. Haven can be, you know, we've talked about it before. Both of us view Haven as a little bit more even than a lot of other people think, but with UH Premier, we've seen them getting some really, really good defensive sets. But again, it's the retakes where they excel on defense, and Western University is going to have to be very, very on point once they get in their post-plant positions to stop UH Premier from these strong retakes.
Thankfully, though, it is 6-6. So, you know, the pistol round isn't the most, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Dramatic, I suppose, right? Like, it's not like a 9-3 scoreline where if one team loses the pistol, they've just lost the map, right? I mean,
right.
This is certainly good for momentum, depending on who ends up taking this one, but no matter what happens here, it will be recoverable eventually. Eric Appleson? Just gonna get the heck out of dodge. Oh, well, a little bit further left, buddy. Oh, okay, he actually stays around for a second, catches Zam, and hops his way on out. Not bad there from Eric Appleson. Spike is gonna get planted, but favorable position here for UH Premier. I believe they're still hanging on to that paranoia too. Curveball here for Koi. So quite a bit to make this actual retake happen. Info too, that recon dart is huge. Not actually good enough though. Willie even revealed. Still good for 2. And I mean, now it's just Eric Appleson. Low health, right click will get him 1, but at a distance soon will take him down.
I like seeing the early aggression from Eric Appleson, and I like seeing him pull back. You have a chance for a 5v5 retake, but it almost seemed like they couldn't decide whether or not they wanted to settle in for a later retake when everybody was together, or if they wanted to be aggressive early on. It's almost like they got caught kind of like in the middle, trying to decide which one they wanted to do. Didn't feel super confident about going out when they did and pushing when they did, giving Western U this round. I mean, this is a good job by Western U, but like you said, you know, UH Premier has more than enough time. Maybe they give it up another round right here, but then once we get to the full gun round, that's where we're going to see how who's going to really take the momentum towards the end of this map.
No aggressive force or anything here from UH Premier. Oh boy. All right, well, that's unfortunate for Soon. Nobody watching his back, and that trap wire was not far enough to actually cover him. Now a gun, a couple of guns recovered here. Jivy's not going to have his for very long though. 3 versus 3. Ooh, one gun in Koi's hands, and that is more than enough. Oh, don't give this guy a gun any day of the week. Thrifty as UH Premier flipping on back.
I mean, that's exactly what you want. You hope you get a couple of picks and you can pick up some guns and do something. Jivy trying to do the exact same thing, but Koi doing exactly what Jivy couldn't quite do. Pick up a gun, get those 3 kills, and make sure your team takes this round. Now UH Premier on the Thrifty going to be at 7-7, and now we're going to see exactly what Western U wants to do. It looks like they're going to save a little bit and try to get their own Thrifty right here. I thought for a second UH Premier was going to buy some Phantoms, decided to go out full Spectres, knowing that they're going to have the gun advantage. So Western U decided to be a little bit more conservative than I thought they would be in this round.
And I think that last round this is just, you know, essentially a delayed anti-eco for UH Premier. There's not much hope for Western. That last round kind of emphasizes a lot of the things I've always liked about UH Premier. They're very quick to make those kind of reads on the map, go for inexpensive gambles like that. You know, it's a pistol for them. They push out mid and they find an absurd flank with it that ends up giving them the round. Now they're just holding on strong. I mean, there's not much Western University can really do. Those are the kind of adaptations, those are the kind of calls that make some of the best teams in collegiate Valorant.
Yeah, and the best part is they call them out. It's not even that they necessarily do that and they mix it up from round to round. I feel like with Eric Appleson and the rest of the team, he does such a good job. Oh, with Koi taking down Zam, finding him in the garage and dropping Zam. UH now up 8 rounds to 7. But with Eric Appleson, his ability to be an in-game leader, to make the call outs and say, you know what, we're going to be aggressive right here. It catches a lot of teams off, and more often than not, they're completely on point with their calls and when to be aggressive. You know, it's not being aggressive just for aggression's sake. It's knowing the right times to be aggressive, and that, you know, it's not just, you know, doing those things, being aggressive, moving quickly to make those things happen. It's knowing the right times to do those things, and that's where UH Premier excels the most.
Big going to be using that recon dart early on, and I mean, this economy is so padded now with UH Premier. You're not even really worried about losing Koi at this point. They're going to be buying for the foreseeable future, even if they get dumpstered in this round. Ivy going to do his best not to get dumpstered, though. Cloudburst and jumping the heck out of dodge as the neural theft comes through. A weakness spotted toward A, and one that Western University want to try and take advantage of. They're already charging toward that side of the map. And with Big going down in heaven, there's nothing Premier can do to stop him.
A little bit of a slow rotation by Premier, too. You know, you're at a disadvantage. You want to take your time. They're going to try to get some eyes on it right now. But you see the lurk over on B. Great call out to decide to go through spawn, but Eric Appleson playing it slow. You want to try to do what you can. Like you said, their economy is good, so why not try to do it as Willie takes down Jivy. It's going to sneak up on Eric Appleson. Eric Appleson stuck between 2 packs of wolves, and Willie on the flank decides to take it out. That lurk on B ends up paying off for them. But UH Premier a little bit slow on that rotation. You know, when you're at a disadvantage like that, I understand wanting to play it a little bit more slowly, but at the same time, you want to at least get over. You don't want to get caught rotating. You want to be as close to those positions as you can be. But UH Premier doing everything they can. But now the op comes out for Jivy. We're going to have a full gun round, and now this is where the rubber is going to meet the road. Which one of these teams is going to take this round to pull the momentum out for the next couple of rounds?
Well, and I mean, this is where we get the battle of the 1%ers right now. Both these teams, I mean, they, you know, it was flawless for UH Premier off the back of a couple great economic rounds, and now Western U keeping 4 off that previous one. They're going to be buying for quite a while too. So, I mean, It'll be a gun round after this gun round, no matter who takes it. Woo! Zam's not going to take his head into the next round, though. He's going to have to go order a new one. That is long gone. I don't think the warranty covers that, buddy. Y'all going to use the run it back, charge onto the site, dodges the paranoia pretty adeptly, and sees Eric Appleson back there, but can't quite take the space that he actually wants to. And Akula, putting down that run it back, makes this pretty much impossible for Western University, even more so with Big popping the Hunter's Fury. They're going to make a mad dash for the A site now, but Koi's still hanging around over there. And already a good read from UH Premier. Look how they're positioning across the map.
Yeah, it was an almost instant rotation. It was an almost instant call out. As soon as they saw them clear out, they started rotating over. They got somebody in mid, somebody checking B. Now they have somebody moving over towards AS. FYG takes down Willie right there. Really, really great maneuver, but not quite clearing out the window the way they should. Opening up B just a little bit more, but again, because the rotation Koi is there, they've got eyes on it. It's Jivey takes down soon. Jivey with one more to finish off the round. At UH Premier now up 9-8 off of a couple of nice op shots by Jivey.
And again, you just see the competence that UH Premier have in their read of the map, right? Not only, I mean, that's just a disgusting pick. Through the smokes, well, not really through the smokes, like in between the smokes. There was like a valley between the smokes. And Jivey finds the head of Zam right smack dab in the middle of it. Still a gun round, though, as expected here. Willie, okay. Willie's hurting, but everybody else has
going frenzy. Yeah, everybody's hurt. Everybody's fine except for Willie.
Interesting too that you don't toss Willie a gun and then pull out the Blade Storm. Western University have made that decision. They want Jivey to have a gun to enter on and save the Blade Storm potentially for an economic buffer in the following rounds. Nice little shock dart there. Keeps the pressure off, and with 3 players on A, this is a difficult site for Western University to try and force into. Jivey going down, and Akula joining him, though. I mean, they can try and do what he can, but had to keep his head on a swivel, and when it's on a swivel, it's easy to take off. Soon will put him down. 2v4. Run it back, already invested. Wasting no time, UH Premier. Charging on forward. Should know where at least one is, and finds Quixotic, too. Down below, Eric Appleson able to take out Soon with the information granted to him by Koi, and now Zam left alone. Smoked off. They have a good inkling on where he will be standing. The timing not quite there, and with the spam, Eric Appleson puts it down and gets double digits for University of Houston.
Eric Appleson just were ready for somebody to come out of that smoke, ready for them to jump out the smoke. The wall goes up, doesn't matter, sees him there, gets the drop. And I thought for a second that UH Premier was going to be in trouble because Koi, we saw a little bit of an aggressive push down mid. Koi maybe going to go on the flank, but waited and sat at window just a little bit too long and had to rotate back through B over towards A when the flank could have come through maybe just a hair sooner and force Western U into a tough spot. But Eric Appleson coming up clutch, going to A heaven and getting the couple of picks that UH Premier needed. Those are the types of plays that sets UH Premier off from some of the other competition that they go against.
Get out of my way.
Now, I mean, it's just eco here for Western University. They have that Blade Storm. There's the economic buffer we were talking about earlier. Can you get anything done with it? That's the question that needs answering. Yeah, I'm not going to get anything done with that Sheriff, I'll tell you that much. Boy's going to try and re-peek this, too. Jivey doesn't need his help, though. He's saying, I got it, dude. Mid's mine. Don't even worry about it. That's quite a long distance to try and make a right-click happen. I'm gonna be frank with you, Sam. And one by one, across the map, things just not going very well. Sam eventually finds one. Presumably, that was a right-click there. There's a shock dart. There's another one, but don't think you're keeping that gun very long. And with the spike down in a very awkward position, even though Zam has a rifle, this is pretty difficult. No theft, just to add insult to injury here. And I mean, Akula's just toying with him so that Jivey can clean him up.
I mean, if Zam could have pulled off I think the most magical thing Zam could have pulled off in that situation isn't necessarily the win, but to maybe have taken down Akula and Jivey in the hopes that that op goes away, because Jivey is just hitting some nasty shots right now with the op. But Jivey lives through it, can't quite do that. Now UH Premier up 11-8. You're going to see a gun round, or we're going to see a gun round by Western U. But man, if they don't take this round right here, map 1 most likely goes to UH Premier being up 12-8. So you feel a lot better if you can take trash a little bit of UH Premier's economy and take a round and only be down by 2.
power ultimates to take this round, though. Western University, if they were going to have good odds in a round, this is one where I give them solid chances. The orb was actually taken over in a long by Fig, so he'll have the Hunter's Fury. Oh, and look at his positioning. He's just waiting for the tiniest bit of information that they're actually on A, but there's nothing here to get that information for him, so really just scaling this slowly. Getting onto the site for free. I mean, a recon dart thrown in eventually here. And Fig is in a good spot to use this Hunter's Fury to deny the spike plant. So already UH Premier, they're here before the spike gets planted. They're ready to take this fight. Bladestorm out.
And this is what we've seen from UH Premier on the retakes before, as Al goes down to Akula. Getting in position in the right spot as Jivey takes down Quixotic, but Zam doing a great job of taking out Jivey with the Bladestorm, but Koi making Zam pay for that. The spike is there, but UH Premier is going to pull back and force them to try to make a play. Fig taking down Willie, only one left.
Koi. Yeah, Koi, I mean, the next level awareness from UH Premier, right? They get on, it's 4v2. Instead of just going for the defuse, they know they have a ton of time because they got to that rotate so early. But Koi just taps the spike and immediately drops it. Doesn't anywhere near it. They know it's the Sova. They know it's the Hunter's Fury available for Western University. So they just want to bait that ultimate out. Get the ult out, make it so that Soon doesn't have his gun out. Koi runs him down without any issues whatsoever, and that leaves the other three players to easily body Willie over in sewers. Now map point for UH Premier. One last chance for Western University. They don't have that Hunter's Fury anymore, but still an orbital strike. Nearly at a couple of other strong ultimates as well. The Neural Theft, run it back. Both just one orb away. You need this round here and now. There's no time to waste. Really, you can't afford to die here. Okay, don't peek. Gets the info. Big now in a very precarious position. Gonna try and use his recon bolt to stall one out and is able to take down Willie. Things not going so hot for Western University though. Eventually left in a 2v2. Shao with the run it back. Able to grab a few. But I mean, you're out of smokes now, right? And you know there's still an op on the field. You can't re-hit A. Because you can't smoke off heaven.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a full rotation over to C, and you're seeing UH Premier already go over there, but you're going to have to go C long. This gives UH Premier a little bit of time to try to rotate, but it's kind of a slow rotation. It looks like they're trying to wait to see if this is a bait to get them to rotate, but they're already over at C planting the spike. This, you know, the one good thing for Western U right here is that planting the spike right there, being able to rotate over to C and get it down, you have a 2v2 situation, and that angle does not, it's not a great angle for an op. So at the very least, you're making it tougher for Jivey, but you're seeing a push through right there. Jivey picks up the Vandal, but it doesn't matter. Zhao takes down Jivey. Eric Appleson with a 1v2. Spike down. They're in good spots right now. They're going to peek. Eric Appleson misses the... Oh, gets Zhao, but soon takes him down. And Western U now takes that round. You got to feel a little bit better as if you're Western U taking that round right there. You're not out of it yet. You still have a chance at map 1, and you steal a little bit of UH Premier's confidence.
Look at their economy, though. Western University are hurting so bad
it's
right
rough.
now. They can barely buy guns here. It will mostly have guns, and with a Bladestorm for Zam, this time he's going to buy Willie, say, all right, take the rifle. I've got my knives. We'll have to make this work. But, I mean, UH Premier, they're buying for the rest of the game. Right. I mean, they've still
They have money for days.
Even if they lose the next 2 rounds, they'll just get the loss bonus stacking up, padding their pockets. So they're going to be buying for the rest of this time. You've got to win 3 gun rounds in a row here for Western University. Hopefully you win them cleaner, right? 1 player alive, 2 players alive isn't enough to give you confidence once we actually get into those later rounds. They're looking for some early magic here from Western University. They're positioned up mid. Yep, 1 spotted by that owl drone.
One thing Western University, Western has a lot of ults right now. You got the Neural Theft, the Orbital Strike, Bladestorm's already out, so there's a little bit to work with here. Zhao doesn't quite get it done. Big and making a cooler, making him pay for it. Fig goes down and Jivey goes down, but still the 3v2. Oh, Willie taking down Jivey. So now we still got the 3v2 right here. UH Premier just rolling through them right now, but the Blade Storm's still out. Doesn't hit it. Akula finishing off Zam, and UH Premier takes map 1. Now they're up 1-0 in this best of 3 plausible, and UH Premier, they started off early. They started off very, very aggressive. It paid off in those first couple of rounds. And then you saw Western U start to balance it. They started calling that out. They started pushing back, and that put UH Premier on their heels. But again, we saw UH. They went into the second half of the map 6-6, felt really, really good on defense. The retakes looked good, and Western U just couldn't quite keep up with them.
And I think that last round especially shows sort of the difference in, I think, the depth of experience between these two teams, right? UH Premier, close games are not something that they are unfamiliar with, right? They are constantly having close games in a variety of tournaments against some of the strongest teams in collegiate Valorant. I mean, just yesterday they had a crazy match in another tournament versus San Jose State, which they were actually able to win, right? And if you can beat San Jose, you get a big thumbs up in my book, right? I am not worried about your skill level there. And that last round for Western University, I think that's going to be one that they're going to want to hit the books on after this series, regardless of how it plays out. There wasn't any information. There wasn't any map control. They were running in blind to B. And once, cyber cages go up, recon darts come out, you got to wonder, is committing into that blind actually statistically the highest percentage play? We know the answer because we have hindsight and we get the view from 30,000 feet as well. So 2020 vision at 30,000 feet, we get to see everything. Not turns out the right call. So Western University are going to lose their map pick in this semifinal.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of overconfidence for UH Premier, I think, in the beginning of that, but they started to balance that out. They started making good calls. And really, if you look at the scoreboard right there, it's really just about the balance that team has. We talk all the time about teams that, anybody can step up at any time. And that's true for a lot of teams in Conference 1. We see a lot of teams throughout CF1 can do that. UH Premier might be one of the most balanced teams in all of CF1 and all of collegiate Valorant, because literally any one of these players can step up and be the person for this team. And they're just so even across the board. They do such a good job. So yeah, if they're a little bit overconfident, it makes sense because they've gone on some runs, but I'd like to see them balance out just a little bit going into map 2, because as they keep going through this tournament, going through the playoffs, that overconfidence is going to get them in a lot of trouble with some of these other teams. It's Western U. If you're overconfident in map 2, it could cost you some problems. If they do move on to the Central Finals against Texas A&M, Texas A&M is going to make you pay. And when we get farther into some of the other play against some of the West region teams, every single one of those teams that you could go against is going to make you pay for mistakes and overconfidence like that. So I'd like to see them pull back in map 2 just a little bit, play their game, still be aggressive, but show the other team the respect that they deserve, because Western U is here for a reason. And if you keep making some of those bad calls, going in blind, not getting the information, it could end up costing you in the long run.
The funny thing is, you were talking about how all of the wide variety of talent on University of Houston too, right? And it's not even just these 5 players. University of Houston has a 10-person roster, and they constantly are subbing players in and out, and they look good on pretty much every single different alignment that they have for their roster. I mean, no surprises that they take map number 1. I think Western University, rough to start off with a loss on their map pick, but the series ain't over. We still got at least one more map, possibly 2. We'll see what Western University have to say about it when we get back from a quick break. Welcome back, everybody. We're heading into map 2. Ascent is where Western University have to make their last stand, potentially last stand, I should say, against the University of Houston, as map 1 didn't really go their way.
Yeah, map 2 is where Western University could really make their ascent into the finals if they want to, but it's going to be UH Premier that has a little bit of the leg up taking map 1. Yeah, you know what? I tried it. I tried the pun, Paulsable. I'm sorry. Paulsable's literally mad at me. He's not going to talk to me the rest of the night. That's fine. No, but I like
new co-caster, by the way.
I love this pick by UH Premier, especially because they already got to play map 1 on a really, really strong map for them, and we've seen them just absolutely crush teams on Ascent before. Ascent, one of my favorite maps in the game, period. I love watching how teams attack on Ascent, and UH Premier is one of the best attacking teams. It's a map where aggression really, really benefits you, and UH Premier, being as fast as they are, being as aggressive as they are, they really do a good job of moving in on B quickly, moving in on A quickly, taking a lot of mid control, making sure that they're getting that full map control. And it's going to be interesting to see how Western University tries to counter some of those things that Premier does very, very well on this map.
And I mean, just dealing with the individuals on Premier is hard enough. You know, we've said their names a couple of times, but we can really go down the lineup and just talk about the absurd advantages that each of the individual players adds to UH Premier. I'm sorry that I can't do the same thing for Western. I'm personally not as familiar with Western's lineup. I definitely think they had a pretty good showing on Haven. Especially, oh my word, Zhao. I think he had a great game, but you need more than that. Especially with the hard-hitting execute style, it enabled Zhao, first and foremost, to play a lot of that. You know, he was constantly being given some run-it-backs, the brimstone smokes, the hard-hitting execute style. Western University, Zhao is always going to be the tip of the spear there. I'm glad he can certainly match up to players like Koi on the other end, because Koi is a phenomenal Phoenix, always has been. But we need to see a little bit more from Western University before we can be confident that they can take us the distance.
Would you say that Western University is in a little bit of a bind right now? I had to try it again. I'm sorry. I know, but I wanted to try another one.
Bind. I need to find a safe haven from all these dumb puns you're throwing at me.
Yes. Hey, you know what? At least you went the pun direction with me. But no, I mean, there were a lot of really good individual plays by Western U. It's just in the end of map 1, UH Premier started communicating better. They started working as a team better, and you saw a little bit too much individual play by Western U. You have some very, very good players that can get it done for that squad. It's all about putting it together. And we saw some moments, especially when they were on defense, where they rotated as a team. They moved in at the right time. We saw Soon take down the Blade Storm, and then somebody else, because they moved in so tactfully, because they moved in with perfect timing and perfect communication, they're going to have to be on point with that all through map 2 to make sure that they do the same thing. So great individual plays, but what makes UH Premier so good is they have the great individual players, but they move as one unit. And when they're communicating well, they're difficult to stop. Western U did a great job of that against DePaul. There was a lot of great communication, a lot of good call outs, and they moved as a unit. That's what they have to do now going into map 2 against UH Premier.
And, it's funny that you talk about how good UH Premier are as a unit, as a team, with a lot of these macro plays, right? We always bring it back to Eric Appleson, one of the big brains in collegiate. I love the way this guy thinks in a game of Valorant. But then, whoever wins this goes up against TAMU, and they're just hold W key, gunfight you. They're rocking the Baby Bay School of Smeeg over there, right? So it's always an interesting dynamic between those two teams. If University of Houston want to actually face their in-state rivals, they're good scrim buddies of TAMU, first and foremost. They got to put to bed this series. Oh, we are going to bind. Why did I think it was Ascent? I'm blind.
I don't know.
UH Premier removed Ascent. Why did I think it was Ascent? That's just okay, fine. I guess Western University isn't a bind. All right, you win this round, Josh.
They are in a bit of a bind. We're gonna have to put Paulsable in the icebox for timeout, even though that's gonna be our map 3. Yeah, exactly. I got one. All right, final map.
We gotta get every map in there.
Yeah, every map.
We gotta get every map in. These puns have been a breeze for us. Okay, there we go. All right, we're done now. No more map puns. All tonight.
That's not true. That's not true because we kind of split them evenly. So I had to make sure that we had to get all of the maps on there.
All right, on to map 2. Western University is just casually fighting for their tournament lives, and we're over here making the dumbest puns we can think of. Oh, wow, they are. University of Premier aren't letting him get away with squat, though. Oh, that one way ain't helping Willie. Now Zam is left alone. It's got to be careful of the pinch, too. Going to try and hide inside or around the Omen smoke. Right clicks. Help him out for one. But not much more than that. Already 4v3. UH Premier in a great spot.
Zam was in a really, really tough spot there, but did a good job of getting at least one pick and making it a little bit easier for their teammates to do something here. Still down, have a little bit of a one-player disadvantage, but 4v3 not always too difficult to do if Zouts can get those picks like that. But Eric Appleton coming out big for UH Premier. Only one left to go, but Quixotic can't get it done as Akula takes down Quixotic, and UH Premier comes out fast and strong in the first round of Bind.
And this is the same sort of aggression we saw from UH Premier in the early rounds of Haven, right? On their attack. I mean, they were lightning speed onto the sites, just not letting Western University think, not letting them breathe in these first few rounds. And credit to Akula, too. That is a disgusting little late post flank he got out the back of Lamps there to come around and really pinch in on University, or Western University rather. Now, I mean, anti-eco, guns, we know what guns do. Big gun, beat small gun. Well, most of the time. Sometimes right click, go boom though. Either way, it's UH Premier with 4-2 lead. Well, 4-2 lead in terms of players, not scoreline. I have to correct that real quick. Don't wanna bait anyone here. And yeah, I'm not giving Zam very good odds. Oh, gets one flying.
Nice little one flying kill by Zam, doing everything they can. But this is the thing with UH Premier. Whenever they move quick like this, whenever they move so fast and aggressive, you have to be ready to counter that. The only way you're going to be able to stop them from steamrolling over you is by countering. And honestly, I would if I'm Western U, I'm thinking about just trying to pick one side or the other and just overload. So if we let UH Premier take one side, like let's just try it out for one round instead of steamrolling 5v3 on B. Why don't we just all cover B, have a call out, assume they're going to go there. If they plant A, it's okay. It's a 5v5 retake, but you take away the benefit of their aggression if you do that. Koi taking out Quixotic really early too.
Yeah, my man's got on raise with the judge. Actually didn't even need to use the satchel charges for that. So still going to be good to get the entry here onto site. Picks up a rifle. That's an even better scenario for UH Premier. They don't have to hastily go out onto B now. They got a real gun. They can just play this slow. They have a player advantage, and no shortage of firepower. Over to A they go. There's that cheeky little one-way from Willie again, but he's at long range with a Phantom. Not much actual fuel in the tank either, so that's not going to last very long. And the second that's gone, here comes a hit from UH. Already, Koi's going to clear that out. Not bad shots, though, from Willie. Be able to pick up a Kula. That is a critical pick there, but oh, now he's stuck in a corner. 13 health.
Planted.
He's okay. Not for very long. That's Fig with the shock dart, as we would expect. Run it back, really the last hope here. Western University need this round to keep competitive in the early stages of binds. Run it back gets stalled out there by that trap wire. It doesn't really clear out what it was hoping for. It doesn't get any sort of pick. Now a Cyber Cage up two, making it difficult for Western U to dislodge anyone. And Koi taking a page out of Akula's book. If it worked for my buddy, it'll work for me too. Beautiful work from UH Premiers. Now they are 3-0.
Incredible discipline by Koi there, just kind of sitting in U-Haul waiting, knowing that they're going to walk by, but just waiting for them to maybe come inside, waiting for them to pass. Then he's completely open on the flank. But Willie doing as good of a job as he could over on A Heaven, just to bide time for the rest of his teammates to come over there and rotate, getting a nice little pick here from long range, dropping a Kula, and just doing everything he could to stay alive. It was real close, 13 HP left, but gave his teammates every chance to try to stop that plant. But UH Premier just too strong right now. They're communicating and moving very well together.
Boombot's gonna spot one. Check your left. Boy, no. Soon with a Bucky. Good for two. Not bad there. And that's a nice adaptation from Western University, actually. Quixotic got domed in hookah last round by that same two players who ran forward and took that 2v1, so they make an adjustment. They bring over Soon that he has a buddy helping him out this time around. Cooler and Fig trying to come all the way around here. Not going too well for him, though. UH Premier, despite being the only ones to have full guns coming into this round, now it's just Jivey all alone.
Jivey's going to have to come up with some big plays, but you see what happens whenever you decide to overload one side with Soon? It just completely changes the dynamic. So you can absolutely make them pay for being so aggressive. That's what that Western U did. Now they're going to take this round, but Jivey trying to do everything they can to make it happen, but doesn't work out. Quixotic getting it, and Western U is going to get a thrifty round on UH Premier and finally get one round. Now they're only down two. UH Premier going up 3-1. But like you said, that was a great switch up by Western U to keep Premier on their toes and say, hey, don't rush in. Don't be too aggressive. We're going to make you pay for it.
Those are the sort of adaptations we're going to need to see from Western University all map long if they want to tie us up in terms of map score and head us onto Icebox. Still have a chance to fight for that spot in the Central Finals. And for a spot, an actual shot at the scholarship money that comes from the Interregional Finals next week. Oof. Not starting off hot for Zam, though. Aldron just a little bit late to give him any help, and with a showstopper flying forward from Koi, Willie's just going to head for the hills. Nice snake bite there to make sure that Koi can't actually get much done with that, but still a difficult position. Zhao moving forward, though, keeps control of Showers with a beautiful little two-piece. Hunter's Fury, things looking good for Western University. Even with the Neural Theft revealing some positions, this is not the setup that they were hoping to have.
Western U getting just so much return for Zhao going over there and just pushing through Showers with aggression, meeting that aggression with aggression. But Koi's going to take down Willie. If Koi can get a pick right here and force the 2v1, that's going to be what they need. But Koi needs to peek out there as quickly as possible. Eric Appleton's there, takes him down, but goes down to Quixotic. Quixotic's going to get the defuse, and Western U is now only going to be one round away from tying it up on UH Premier. Two very good rounds by Western U.
How close was that, though? And I mean, that's just the power of the Lamps position, right? UH Premier have done such a good job in these first 5 rounds of showing us, hey, if you let us have Lamps, if you don't force us out of it on a post plant on A, it's going to at least be dangerous for you, right? That 2v3, Koi is such a nuisance in Lamps. They're constantly keeping their heads on a swivel. Is he going to come around from that flank again, or is he going to try and contest? He gets one pick. Almost good for enough to actually stop that round from going to Western U entirely. Not quite the case this time around. Now Western U, they're on a little bit of a piecemeal buy. We got a judge here in Koi. I mean, it's judge on a raise. I'm not too worried about it realistically. Yeah, and with the running back not finding much through showers there, things are looking all right. Nice Hunter's Fury. They're gonna get that first, and I mean, they know where the Phoenix is, so they're just gonna try and rush onto the site. Difficult to do so though. This is the first real setup we've seen from Willie, but that wall, not gonna be up now. Koi flying on in. 2v3 UH Premier. They stumbled a bit last round, but they are looking fine in this one. Doing only with 14 health to his name. This is a very difficult contest for him. And even though Zam has the showstopper, first thing you got to take down Fig. Judge helps for that. 2v3 still, though. Not a real gun to his name. Oh, well, actually, he'll recover it from Fig, so I eat my words a little bit. Clearing out. Who can at least get a decent angle, but can't actually contest anyone. And UH Premier will hold on to their lead.
Akula and Jivey just in the perfect spots to hold their angles without any concern from Zam being able to find them on the rotation. Soon stuck over there in elbow, can't quite get an angle on any of them, and they did everything they could. But UH Premier again, they're planting and they're getting themselves in the perfect post plant positions. And Western University, that was a nice job overloading B again, leaving Zam over on the side to rotate and try to flank. But I feel like the flank just came a little bit too late, didn't quite get in there, got one pick, not exactly what you want from that. But UH Premier, we're going to see how aggressive they get as Zam's got the showstopper out right now, not finding anybody. UH Premier is running as fast as they can, and Zam looks like the showstopper is going to be wasted, and Jivey is going to take down Zhao. And Zam goes down to Koi almost instantly after that showstopper was done. That is a huge missed opportunity by Western U.
Oh! Willie won't miss it, though. Gonna just break Koi's ankles as he falls onto the ground, but not much he can do beyond that. 4v2, better guns for UH Premier. Quixotic, I don't really give him good odds on this swing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, goodbye, buddy. That's 5-2 now.
Yeah, and you know, we see Western U has done such a great job with their adaptations on B. Now what are they going to do on A? Because UH Premier, anytime they go towards A, they're getting anything they want. I feel like the showstopper obviously came out just a little bit too soon. Bait them in a little bit more. Let's make sure they cluster together. Don't give them a chance to run away from that. Zam just being a little bit too aggressive with that. And right now, I feel like what UH Premier is doing to Western U is making them feel like they have to force the issue, making them feel like they have to push. Don't let UH Premier dictate the pace at which you play. Counter what they're doing, but don't try to play their game because they'll make you pay for it every single time. Oh, as Quixotic takes down Koi very early in the round.
Nice little blitz play here from Western University to get that first pick. It does show that there are 3 over toward B, but with a Viper's Pit, A is not a vulnerable position. That's not something that UH Premier can punish, as they often are wont to do when they see those sort of heavy stacks. They're going to have to maneuver all the way around the other side of the map, and with Zhao peeking back out into sand, still have confident control. Blade Storm, and I mean, well, okay, not going to just straight up send it onto the site here. Big is alone, but with an Owl Drone, Zhao's just going to get cleared out immediately. Oh, rushing up onto him. I mean, that's not something Akula is going to survive, but he does get a little bit of info. Nice paranoia there, and Eric Appleson is going to be good for that one. Nice cover from Quixotic, though. Things not easy here for UH Premier by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, you've actually taken the TP. B-site's open now. Fig found the last necessary kill, but 30 seconds left, and UH Premier, they're as split as can be right now. Yeah, you have to make such a difficult call right now.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, what a disgusting wall bang there. And Eric Appleson's just going to run back over fast as he can towards B. Fig has to play this contact, has to be gatekeeper so that Willie can't deny the spike plant. Charging on forward, Willie at least gets here. Not prepared for Eric Appleson to jump up on top of the box, though.
I mean, I've just never been more nervous to watch a round in my entire life with Eric Appleson going through that, just TPing and going through the portal. What was going on? I want to know. Yeah, just doing an extra lap at Fig with a couple of great kills in that round. Just got the one kill that completely opened up B as Eric Appleson goes through the portal, and then opens up B again with that drop through the wall. But Eric Appleson just trying to make it a little bit more entertaining for everybody. Just wanted to show everybody, hey, I have time to move over, confuse them, and then run back over and plant the spike on B anyway.
Not much money now for Western University. I was thinking about going out and testing this angle, but instead just going to use a couple curveballs. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Nearly good for that one, but no dice. And unlucky. Unlucky, buddy. Taken out by the satchel card. There's not much that Western U can do here unless Soon starts really popping off with that Sheriff. I mean, it's been a quick rotate, so for Western University, UH Premier are going to try and head back toward A. They've got plenty of time, though. Look, they're not rushing haphazardly onto the site. They're instead playing with the positions of the defenders and seeing if they can catch anyone off guard.
Well, and you know, you see this is it's seemingly an advantage for UH Premier. Oh, as Soon goes down very quickly. Koi with only 9 HP goes down to Willie. Oh, Willie going to take out Eric Appleson. Big only with 11 HP.
Done. This is winnable here for Western University. All Willie has to do is find this next pick.
Oh no!
Now taking out Divey. I mean, Hunter's Fury needs a miracle here. Lines them both up. Oh, not quite able to find the necessary tags though. Willie so low. Everybody so low. Spam here is critical. Big not quite able to land it though. He's just sticking it. Willie's just sticking it. He's got it locked.
Oh man, and insult to injury at the end. That was as close as any round as we've seen between those two teams. And Western U knowing that they had a little bit of an advantage there, but to have Koi and Fig at a combined 20 HP on that plant is just absolutely rough. And then to be as aggressive as Koi was in lamps, I'd fall back a little bit. Play the spike. You have time. You're the attacker. I understand you're up 6 rounds to 2, but again, this comes down to don't make little mistakes, because those little mistakes can turn into larger snowballs. I want to see UH Premier go back to the couple of rounds before where they were playing very, very tight.
Well, they're playing tight on the map at the very least. They're all just going over to B. A hard hit here. Orbital Strike trying to dissuade the chaos, and the showstopper actually does go long, but it doesn't mean that Koi's gonna miss out on that kill. He doubles back for it while his buddy helps him out. Hunter's Fury, merely a thorn in the side of UH Premier at this point. It's not gonna get any kills. It's not gonna stop them from getting this spike down. Gal at least finds one. Good timing there as the smoke expires. A winnable round at the very least for Western University, but not one they have good odds in, especially as the Neural Theft comes through. Western University, they don't have many options here. They're out of curveball. Oh, well, now they're out of curveballs. They're going to barely get onto the site. Oh, that's a bit long on that dash. Akula actually exposes himself there. Eric Appleson trading it out, though. Still a nuisance in that tube. Eventually Soon will eliminate him, but not enough health to take the fight against Fig. Now, is he just going to go for the stick? Is he going to try and make lightning strike twice? He is, but Fig ain't letting it happen again.
No, Fig was not going to let them defuse that spike 2 times in a row while he was blind. He was going to hit that shot. Fig and Eric Appleson both coming up so big for UH Premier round in and round out. Didn't work out for them in the last round, or in 2 rounds before, but in the last round, they were in really, really good position. You got to give credit to Western U, though, making that round a lot closer than we thought it would be. Really, really good retake opportunity. It's just it's tough whenever you have 2 people sitting in garden. You know, and at 4v2, what can you do? You take down 2 of them. Hopefully you can take down the other 2 and get it and win the round. But UH Premier is starting to roll now.
Again, they're just going fast, but now they're going to be slowed down. They were running full speed up that A short position, but got their ankle broken a little bit. At least sprained it, I should say. Nice shock darts here. Oh, that last one just a bit short. And Soon's deep enough into that corner where Fig is having a tough time actually spamming him down. Soon good on the swing, supported by his buddy Zhao. And with an owl drone, they know, hey, not really anyone else in showers. Koi's way back there. We can sneak on in, get some guns. Okay, never mind. Ivy's not letting him get away with that. Paranoia carrying forward too. It's a little bit risky, just heading strong into lamps here. Okay, actually, they're not going to completely head into it. They're going to slowly clear it out angle by angle. Gives Ivy some time to find another pick. Now it's 3 versus 3. Although as I say that, oh, Willie finds a beautiful timing onto a couple. 3 in the round overall for him. He won't get any more. Koi alone knows where Quixotic is. Can't say the same though. Out Zam. A little bit nervous. Has to recover the spike. Aware that one could be coming up on the flank, but looks away from it at just the wrong time.
Those moments are always so stressful for me as somebody who's watching. I don't know why I get so invested in those, but I just want to reach in and say, look left, hold the angle. It's so tough, but what do you do in that moment? Willie doing such a great job of taking down both Jivey and Eric Appleson and giving Western U the advantage. Now you take one more round. You're only 3 away. We're about to go into the second half of this map, and you feel a little bit better about your position. But again, UH Premier going to be going on defense. Even if they go on defense up 7-5, they feel very, very confident about their defense on bind. And so this is going to be tough. Western U needs to get as much momentum and as much confidence as they can in this round.
Well, Viper's Pit helps with confidence. I'll tell you that much, Josh.
Just built-in
pretty
confidence.
confident that UH Premier aren't heading to A anytime soon. Although a Hunter's Fury might actually bait that one out. It doesn't quite get the tags it was looking for, though, onto Willie. So you're not getting rid of the Viper's Pit. You need to fully pivot toward B, where there are 3 players ready and waiting. 2 of which have a nice crossfire right now in Garden. That's where the spike is headed here. But as UH Premier slowly invest into clearing out Hookah, be careful. Now at the ready, flying on out. Koi not able to find the timing there. And a little bit late comes the swing from Long. UH Premier, they didn't time that perfectly. And now it's just Fig left alone, 1v4. I mean, I've seen Fig do some crazy things, but this would be wild even for him. First one, and he knows where Soon is. Creep on out, has to go recover the spike in B Long, though, Josh. And that is a
30
difficult
seconds
ask.
left.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. At least they have the benefit of being ahead just a little bit, but there's nothing to lose now. We're going to go into the second round, so if Fig can just do some damage and try to take it, but he's going to get blinded. Zhao is going to take him down, and Western U takes just another one. He has been absolutely on point for Western U the last few rounds, literally peaking at the right time, in spots, getting a drop right there on Koi right when you need to be, then finishing off Jivey, just everywhere he needs to be, that's where he is for his team. And catching UH Premier in some bad spots the last couple of rounds, but now we're switching sides. UH Premier is going to be on defense, and we've seen them be very, very successful in this map on defense.
That's very true. Zhao really putting up the performance that his team needs him to. It was the same case on Haven, though, right? And just one standout player isn't necessarily enough against a team as strong as UH Premier are. So now we move over onto the attack. Viper becomes a little bit more difficult to use here as well. Keep that in mind. Oh, my word. So much information there. That Chalk Dart's got to hit something. No? Quite, actually, it seems. Oh, actually, it did get the one tag there onto Soon, I do believe. While just making elbow a non-issue as the rest of Western U scramble onto the site. They don't have hookah control, though. There's a nasty paint shell. That's going to get quite a bit of damage. Quixotic having to get out of that one. And as soon as the smoke expires, things are going to look dicey. Gosh, now comboed with the paranoia. There's nothing Quixotic and Soon can do. Zhao and Willie now left to lock it down. 2 versus 3. They charge on trying to stop the defuse, but there's only so much they can do as UH Premier take the pistol in the second half.
I mean, Western U tried to do anything they could to try to counter that attack from Hookah, but they left it completely open. And Akula says, all right, you don't want me to fight in here? Fine, I'm going to come out and fight right amongst the rest of you, flying out of the window and just dropping almost all of Western U in just one moment. Akula with a highly aggressive play. I like seeing the aggression from Western U early, them moving in quickly, but Premier doing such a good job of countering that, coming by on the flank. They make you pay if you don't watch your flank. We've seen them do it time and time again. So Western U has to watch for those moments where they try to wrap around behind them.
Western U showing their hand pretty early here too. Wall going up on A immediately as the round begins, and look over on the other side of the map towards Fountain. Already 2 players pushing this out. Eric Appelson's got a way better gun, and although Soon hits a headshot, a classic's not enough to stop Eric Appelson this time around. I don't think they expect Fig there either. Yeah, nothing Quixotic was going to be able to find there. And the spike. They know what the spike is now. Again, it's just really, and Zhao at least has a sheriff, but I mean, against 5 Spectres, he's been having a pretty decent game. That would be a monumental swing back though, and all alone now is really wasn't expecting Jaiva to hang around there. Look at this. You're just they don't even care about the spike. They're just hunting down Zhao. You can't quite find the shot he was looking for there.
How is he living this long? Possible. Big finishes him, but I want to know what the call was. You know, you had they didn't necessarily have control of A, but you know that there were lurkers behind, there were people flanking behind. So why take the spike out there and drop it in no man's land when UH Premier is closing in on you again? They at least this time they left Soon behind to try to stop that flank. But like you said, Eric Appelson soon looks to the right way too soon. Eric Appelson makes him pay for it with the Spectre, and then they tried to go almost like they tried to counteract that flank after Soon went down. But at that point, you just try to pull back and do whatever you can. But dropping the spike in that spot is just that's not the play.
Careful now.
Western University, they got guns now. Have to find some kind of play this time around. 4 already. Up B long. They don't necessarily have to commit to this. And UH Premier aren't necessarily respecting the fact that they could teleport. Already blazing through. Hookah has been cleared entirely, though. Look at this. Western U's just getting ready for the TP. Ooh, get this out. Ooh, that's something that can be easily punished. And now they want to commit. They might have been baited into this, though. Never mind. Zhao's got a Kula. 2 versus 4. Coming all the way around now. Oh, but they're not committing to it. Once again, there's the TP. Slowly but surely, Zam's been clearing out the A site and getting in the lamps. They'll figure out that this is pretty much free and clear. All they're going to have to do is deal with Jivey. Oh, and I think that TP was heard. Unlucky there, buddy. Didn't expect him to be that
Zam
forward, I
Player
suppose.
standing.
Yeah.
Zam doing a really good job of going towards lamps and just having a feeling that somebody was going to be there. I thought Jivey was going to be in a good spot in that moment because you saw the early rotation, thinking that they were going to go through TP, being prepared for it. Oh, but Quixotic takes down Eric Appelson on the peak, and Western U now only down 3 rounds. It's 9-6 UH Premier. And now this is going to be another full gun round for these 2 teams.
And since Western University got their gun round flawlessly, they'll get more in the future regardless of how this first one goes. They can break UH's economy right here and close that gap almost entirely if they can get away with just this gun round right now. Only 2 orbs off the orbital strike. Only 1 orb for Fig, though, on the other side off of that Hunter's Fury. And it seems like him and Eric Appelson are going to make a play for that B long orb to get that ultimate online. So even though A is the commitment here from Western University, even if they get onto this site clean, you've still got to deal with that. Big's thinking about it too. He used the Owl Drone, spotted a couple. Not going to go for the TP though, just holding on to that deep long position.
Zam doing a good job of staying in C long just to check it out, but Fig makes him pay for it. Fig, the patience by these 2 teams has been absolutely incredible. This time UH Premier's patience pays off. We saw it last round over by that TP for Western U, but now it's Koi in the right spot to take down both Zhao and Soon. Incredible trade-offs, but Koi coming out on top with those 2, and Akula is in the right spot, but gonna go down to Quixotic. Koi sitting there in showers, but Quixotic is wrapping around right now. There's going to be a peek. Going to shoot the molly down in there. Hold Koi off in showers. Knows that he's there. Oh, but the peek by Eric Appleson. We've got a 3v1. And Willie is in a very, very tough spot right now with only 30 HP.
I mean, he's done for, right? There's no way Willie gets it. Ooh. Got one, but Eric Appleson will clean him up. Just needed a body shot to make that one happen with the Vandal. And absolutely massive shout out to UH Premier right there. The cover they provide each other is second to none. That flash comes out from Zhao. Koi is under so much pressure. Can't see anything. Akula comes over and one-way smokes it. Look, you can't run this out now. And then Koi's able to find the timing. He knows they would have pushed up far into that shower's position and are ready at that doorway, right? So he takes the initiative, swings on them instead of letting them get that advantage in the proactivity. And from there, I mean, things just fall apart one by one for Western University. UH Premier don't necessarily. Oh well, I mean the Blade Storm. They're doing fine economically. They're doing fine and dandy. Western U, they get one more gun round here. Oh boy, do they expect Fig to be here twice? The deep trap wire. Oh, the second that breaks, Fig might actually go for a timing. No, he's just ready for the first, but it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and only Eric Appleson now to hold on to B.
It is going to be a quick rotation by the rest of UH Premier. Good communication, knowing that they're there. Tripwire's trip. They have no idea that Eric Appleson is in the elbow. They haven't peeked it yet. Oh, now he's been found. Zhao deciding to look there and find him, but Zam is going to go down to Akulu with the Blade Storm. Blade Storm is still out. Now they're all moving on to B right now. UH Premier take the showstopper misses, but Jivey takes down Zhao. It's a 4v2. Soon sitting in the elbow takes down Koi. Soon and Willie in really, really good spots. There's a little bit of an angle. Jivey taken down soon. Willie fighting it out with Akula, but Akula wins. And UH Premier is going to take the round and go up 11-6. Western U in a very, very tough situation now.
Akula was just fearless that round, dude. He said, all right, I got the Blade Storm. I'm holding W. You're not stopping me. And with UH Premier, they used him as like an icebreaker, right? Just trudging through the frozen sea on bind. And there's no problems for the rest of UH Premier. Akula takes all the attention, is so slippery because with the Blade Storm out, he doesn't have to, slow himself down to go for any of those trades. It's just running all around, keeping Western University's attention, and that allows UH Premier to clean up so effectively. Now, just 2 rounds from cementing themselves not only in the grand finals of the Central region, but getting themselves a spot in the interregional finals and a chance at that scholarship money. Hyper Spit here. Ooh, I actually really do like it from Western University. They get a little bit of presence on A and then use the Viper Spit to sort of open that up more. They're not really able to find much. One tag there onto Willie. And there is a problem with
a little bit of spray and pray right there.
Well, that's the thing, right? Although you have control of that portion of the site, you can't actually leave the pit to go remove the rest of the UH Premier members. Zhao has to try and do that alone, and the curveball doesn't find Koi, so he can't get the kill. Keeping out of there the remaining 2 for Western University. They're gonna be able to get the spike down more than likely, but beyond that, tall task ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, especially you saw the instant rotation. Eric Appleson was there ready to go. Willie's going to get the spike down, but you still got a 3v2. Zam sitting in hookah. Has control over hookah, but Zam taking down Fig. And Koi, Zam finishing it off and clutching it for Western U. Western U takes the round. We had them all but done in that round, but UH Premier not quite being able to do it, and that overwatch from hookah by Zam was the difference maker.
Oh, an aggressive gambit at the end there. Willie got flushed out by shock darts and the paint shell on the spike, so says, I can't leave. I can't. They've cut off my opportunity to leave. I have to swing them. Charges on forward. I believe drew the attention of at least 1, possibly 2 of them. So that opens up Zam to get that angle that he needs to find the timing. Once you hit that first shot, the next ones aren't difficult if the other 2 guys are looking the wrong way, right? So beautiful work from Western University. They stave off match point from UH Premier. Now UH Premier mostly out of money. Eric Appleton's still going to make it happen, though. And with a neural theft, he knows he's going to be able to recover that gun.
Big has played this elbow so well every single time, giving his team just enough time holding on, but Zhao is coming out. Zhao not being able to find anything on the run it back. All of Western U is sitting there in Garden. Now they're going to TP over towards A. Nobody's on A, and the UH Premier rotation is going to be a little bit slower than we saw before.
Yeah, they're just out of there. UH Premier, though, you know, you say slower, but Ivy's actually already here. There's actually even an angle on a Heaven Smoke where you could swing out up top. It doesn't matter, though. I mean, this has allowed UH Premier, or Western University, rather, to get at least a decent setup. Oh, he had a gun. That was recovered. There's not much he can do with it. Great adaptation there. Great audible from Western University to not force headlong into the B site.
And these are the kind of counters that we talked about early on in the map that we want to see from Western U. We saw them do it a couple of times to UH Premier in Haven before, and I feel like we've seen more of those adaptations so far in map 2. We've seen more of those counters by Western U. Punish UH, realize what they're doing, realize that they're flanking, put yourself in a position to quickly rotate over to another site if this site's taken. It looks like Western U is going to go for another B plant, or at least show the B plant for right now, and they haven't been able to necessarily cover B well enough to stop UH Premier and make them pay for clustering together the way they have.
Western U putting the wall up over on A, though, that Viper wall. And it does actually get big attention. They think it's heading to A. They don't have any information deep into showers right now. The UH Premier are a little bit nervous, although Fig doubling back. That first kill onto Quixotic is huge. No smokes now available. Even if Western University can get onto the site, there's nothing they can do. And Fig, oh, he knows they're belong, dude. He doesn't let him get away. That's 2. Stops the Hunter's Fury from Soon. Oh, and poor Zhao left all alone. At least gets that first one, but Fig will shut him down. That's 4 in the round, and now map and match point for the University of Houston.
Match point.
Well, and you know, with Zhao, you think, okay, he could pick up the spike, he could TP and try to make something happen, but they had Akula sitting over there, over towards, still over on A side, waiting for a TP, waiting for them to move over. Again, that's a great counter by UH Premier. They've seen them go over by B long through Garden, but hey, if there's too much pressure, they're going to TP and try to plan it A. This time Akula's over there waiting, but this is going to be a little bit of a light by Soon and Zam, so a little bit of a disadvantage going into a round that Western U has to take to keep it alive, or UH Premier is going to move on to the Central Finals.
Now in hands of Akula too. This is something at Western University haven't seen UH Premier really pull out on this map. It's 1-for-1 over in showers. I like this reposition too. Ah, great read there from Sam. The Owl Drone tagging him, and finally Fig will swing alongside of it, but does get caught. 3 versus 3 in total, though. Paranoia making things difficult. Ivy does get spotted, though. Actually, maybe he didn't. Sam's not pushing up into land. Now he should be spotted. I mean, he's definitely spotted now. I mean, boy. Sam's going to try and find the timing on him coming around from that lamp's position, but it looks like Jivy's watching it, too. Spike been dropped. Such a tenuous position for Western University as their tournament lives hang in the balance.
Last player standing.
All up soon. He finds that first, needs to reload though, and they're going to close in on him. Eric Appleton swinging him and taking him down. University of Houston will get their match against their in-state rivals. They head on to the finals of the Central Region and eventually into the interregional tournament here at Conference 1 Valorant.
And that was a great job by Western University to try to mix it up and to try to keep UH Premier guessing what they were going to do, where they were going to go. But UH Premier, again, just doing such a good job of communicating and saying, all right, you know what? If they're going to overload this one side, we're going to make them pay for it. We're going to flank them from, if they're going to overload A, we're going to flank them from B. If they're going to overload B, we're going to wait for the TP. And again, you see with UH Premier, there's a little bit more balance for Western U, but you look at UH Premier, look at the balance on that team. We see Fig was instrumental from a KDA standpoint, but the entire team making things happen, coming up big whenever it mattered. You had Akula on flank, Eric Appleson coming up with getting lots of info for his team, being in the right spots, but Fig, huge for UH Premier in this win. And it just comes down to there's just so much talent on this UH Premier team. They play so well together. The communication is almost always on point. But now with UH Premier moving into the finals against Texas A&M, some of the hyper aggression that we've seen from them, if they don't communicate everything, if they don't get all the information they need to get, then Texas A&M is going to be a team that's going to make them pay for it.
And I mean, I have faith in UH Premier. I think they're smart enough. They play enough against TAMU, right? I mean, we heard from Aggro earlier. These guys play pretty much weekly against each other in scrim. So these are two teams who are going to be very aware of each other's tendencies, of each other's style. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. We have one more match to go, but before we get to that, we're going to talk to the University of Houston about this match and the one coming up. So we'll be back with an interview in just a quick sec. Welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, we just wrapped up our second semifinal of the day, and the University of Houston Premier were able to take it over Western University. With us now, we've got Eric Appleson, the big brain, on the table. You're going into the grand finals. You're facing up against TAMU now. You got to be excited about that one.
Yeah, feeling great about it.
Okay, there's one play specifically I want to point out. Before we get into map 1, before we get into anything, I want to go into map 2 on bind.
Oh boy.
And there was one point where you're on B, you have the spike, and you go through the TP right as Fig clears out B, and you had to rotate all the way back over to B. What was the call out there, and how did you feel in that moment?
Look, it got a bit unpredictable there, and I just figured I'll TP out. I called out TPing out, and then I was like, wait a second, Viper sold to NA, this isn't going to work. So I was like, okay, so I just scrambled over there to the TP and just hightailed it to B sites.
You guys look absolutely.
Gonna lap real quick. No worries.
Yeah, just doing a quick lap. You guys look great. You look great on map 1 and on map 2, but it looked like in map 1 on Haven, you took the first couple of rounds pretty handily, pretty easily, and then there was a little bit of pushback from Western U. You moved into B very, very fast without getting a lot of information. Do you feel like there was a little bit of overconfidence whenever y'all started off in Haven, or was that something that you planned on doing, just moving fast and being aggressive early on, and it just didn't work out?
Yeah, we definitely gave them a little bit too much on Haven. I mean, we just like 5-man rush the B side. You really never should do that. It's like ideally you have either like a lurker on A or like you try to split garage afterwards, which is like crushed it. So it's not good Valorant gameplay, and we adjusted afterwards. But yeah.
And I kind of want to talk about adjustments here for you guys in like a macro sense, because it feels like every single time I cast you, there's a different lineup of 5 players, right? You guys have a crazy huge roster compared to everybody else in collegiate Valorant. Every single game you guys are playing with it, even just a slightly different lineup. So how does that alter what you guys have to be considering in terms of communication or just agent pick?
Yeah, I mean, we all play together. We always have people swapping in now, so everybody's comfortable with each other. We don't have really any issues with the comms. Agents get a little bit, it's a little dicey here and there because, you have like a solo player, you have to switch him off. But, I mean, overall, we prioritize the comms and we just play well together.
One of the things that I feel like benefits you also, and we talked about this during this last match, is there's just so much of a balance between each and every one of the players for Premier, and you guys balance each other nicely. But you have so many players that can just mix and match and switch off from one agent to another. Like Akula can switch on to a Jet and just be as effective, if not more effective, than the last match when they weren't playing a Jet. And I think that balance helps you guys out. How important is it for you? For each one of y'all to be able to balance out the entire team?
Yeah, I mean, balance is definitely important. I mean, if you don't have the balance, you have like 5 duelist players and you put them on off roles, you're going to have a lot of issues. So we definitely focus on, making sure everyone feels comfortable playing what they do, and that's how we have the balance.
All right, well, that balance has certainly worked out for you well today. You've made your way all the way to the grand finals of the Central region, and you get to now play in the interregional finals as well next week, no matter what happens here. Just playing for first or second seed coming out of the Central region. So now let's address I don't want to say the elephant in the room, but the big dog, right? It's a big dog. A dog you're very familiar with, though. Texas A&M University. Not only do you guys play each other in tournaments all the time, but we had, Aggro on for an interview earlier. He was saying you guys are scrimming constantly, playing at least once a week against each other. So this is a very unique match in how comfortable you two are with each other. So what is your thought process? How are you specifically feeling playing up against a team you know so well?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to come into it to have a lot of fun. We don't really scrim these guys. It's more that I think, if I do the math correctly, I think we had like 6 matches together this season. So yeah, it's like that. So we're all friends. We're all friendly with each other, and I think we know how we play. It's just going to be a matter of who can win the tug of war today.
Okay, so you feel like it's pretty even then?
A little bit. I'd say we're slight favorites.
No surprises there.
You did say one thing before, while we were in the break. You told us one thing. You had a little bit of a prediction. You predicted that it was going to be you and Texas A&M in the grand finals, no matter what happens here. Do you feel pretty confident about that?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, gotta represent Texas. We talk about all the time. Even if one of us loses today, the team in the grand finals, we're both going to make it, and I mean, that's the dream. I'm feeling pretty confident.
Well, I'm looking forward to that Texas in-state rematch. Should you guys be able to live up to that task, we're going to let you get on out of here. But real quick, in case we don't see you after today's grand finals, anybody want to shout out at your school, on your team, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, I'll shout out the whole team, especially our streamers. Koi, twitch.tv/Koima. That man's our main boy. Jivy as well. Twitch.tv / Jivy. And yeah, those are our two streamers. And then our esports program as a whole. Love the guys. They work with us all the time. Post the tweets and all that.
Plugging your own, getting the self promo in there. Absolutely no shame. All right, well we'll let you get out. I can speak English, I promise, Eric. We'll let you get on out of here and prep for your last match of the day, folks. We're gonna be back in just a minute. Texas A&M versus the University of Houston. Make sure you keep your butts in your seats because it's gonna be pretty dang fire.